Hello, 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 all. Welcome to or welcome back to Rise and Inspire LA with your girl Naraya Ahava, and I hope you all are doing fabulously today. So, in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about staying encouraged during tough times. Sometimes life can kind of throw challenges at us, and it's in those moments that our resilience and our determination can really shine. But sometimes in the moment, it doesn't feel so good. And sometimes it can definitely be easy to feel discouraged. So let's explore some powerful strategies to stay encouraged when the going gets tough, right? So, the first strategy that I would suggest is just acknowledging your feelings. It's okay to feel sad sometimes, to feel overwhelmed, to feel stressed, or to even feel a little bit anxious. But and emotions, they're a natural part of the human experience, and it's crucial to give yourself permission to feel what you feel. But it's kind of like walking a fine line because you can't allow yourself to wallow in it and just get sucked in it, and then you're just stuck, in that place, because that's not good for your mental or your emotional health. But also, if you try to suppress it and pretend like you're not feeling what you're feeling, that's not healthy either, because those feelings are going to emerge, they're going to surface. And if you make a habit of suppressing them instead of acknowledging and working through them, they can definitely resurface at a time that is going to be very inconvenient for you. So allow yourself to feel what you feel, acknowledge it, allow the feeling to pass through you, allow yourself to feel it, and then just don't wallow in it, and kind of give yourself a nudge if needed to say, okay, I can't wallow in this, I have to move forward. But I'm just in a funk right now. I'm in a funk, I don't feel good. Acknowledge and own it. You're human. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And then along with that, practice some self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself during those difficult moments. I know for me personally, there have been times where if I'm upset about something, or if I've been feeling hurt or something like that, I would almost get frustrated because I'm like, I want to be over this. I want to not feel these feelings. I don't want to feel this way. And I was getting frustrated and upset that I'm like, I'm still feeling this way. It's been 2 days or it's been a week and I'm still feeling like, ugh, I'm still just feeling kind of blah. But you have to be gentle with yourself. You have to give yourself that self-compassion and say, listen, I'm dealing with some things right now. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get past it. But right now, this is where I'm at, and just work through it. Just naturally, it's a process and you'll work through it. So just practice some kindness and some understanding with yourself. The same as you would offer a dear friend or a sister or a brother. You would be kind to them and you would offer some empathy and compassion to others that you care about. So always make sure to offer that compassion to yourself as well. And along with that, seek support from others. A lot of times, because this was something also that I used to do, and I've gotten much better with it. But when I was dealing with something, a lot of times I would just kind of go inward, and I would just be to myself. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody. And it wasn't necessarily because I felt like no one could understand it. It was just that was kind of how I process things. Depending on what it was, it's like I just need a moment. And it might be a day or 2 days where I just don't want to talk. I need to just sit amongst my thoughts, sit in my feelings, work through it. Don't ignore it or pretend like I'm not feeling what I'm feeling. But I don't feel like talking right now. You know what I mean? And it's okay to have moments like that too. But sometimes things really can weigh on us, and sometimes we do get to a point where we say, let me call my sister, let me call my brother, let me call my bestie, and I just need to vent. I need a listening ear. I need someone to kind of bounce these things off of, to get it out of me. And also, if you're not if you don't have anyone that you feel like you can trust or anything like that, another wonderful option would be to journal. Believe it or not, even if you're not physically talking to another person, sometimes just sitting and writing your thoughts and your feelings and just getting it physically out of you onto paper can be so helpful. It really can be. And I think it's a wonderful tool because, depending on what it is, because maybe it's something that's really personal. Maybe you don't want to talk to anyone about this specific thing. Write it in a journal. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's just for you, it's for your eyes only, but getting it out of you will definitely be helpful if you don't want to talk to someone about it. And also another strategy I would suggest to kind of stay encouraged is to stay present in the moment. A lot of times, a lot of our anxiety, our stress, our worry, it comes from either worrying about the future or worrying about the past. I'm thinking about having to pay this bill next week, or I'm thinking about a conversation or an argument I had last week and I'm like, damn, I should have said X, Y, and Z. It's like, be present. We can't do anything about yesterday. You know what I mean? We can prepare for tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to come regardless of how we feel about it. So don't compound your stress and your aggravation by things that happened in the past or things that are going to happen in the future. And just kind of try even methods such as deep breathing or meditation when you're having trouble maybe staying in the present moment. Those are some wonderful tools as well. And before we move on to the next strategy, if you like this type of content and you find it helpful, please hit this subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you will never miss an upload. Okay, so moving on to our next strategy, along with staying in the present moment, is break down your challenges into smaller, manageable goals. There's a saying that, you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. Sometimes when we look at a goal, we look at, the master plan, the grand scheme of things. And it's like, okay, how do I go from here to here? And we overwhelm ourselves. It's like, okay, I have 5 steps between where I'm at right now and where I want to be. What's step 1? Let me break that down. Let me make a strategy for that. Let me make a plan for that. Okay, and then once I hit that, how do I get to step 2? Kind of like break it down, because I'm guilty of that as well. And a lot of times that's how we do overwhelm ourselves, because we're like, how am I going to get from A to Z? It's like, sis, how about you figure out how to get from A to B first, and then we take it from there, So that makes your goals and things more achievable. And that way you can also celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small it may seem. Celebrate your small wins as well as your big ones, right? And also, I would say cultivate an attitude of gratitude. No matter what's going on in your life, there's always something to be thankful for, And sometimes we can lose sight of that in tough times. And that can help you kind of shift your focus from what you think you're lacking to just appreciating the things that you have. It can kind of give you a new perspective, a better perspective to say, okay, I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z. These are the things that I have right now are things that I prayed for once upon a time. And the things that I'm praying for now, the things I'm working towards now are things that will come as well. So just take a moment to just look around, sit and think and say, okay, I'm in a good space. There's plenty of things that I do have that I'm thankful for. So that's a good way also to avoid feeling discouraged, because, sometimes that puts your focus on lack. So just kind of switch our mindset, switch how we look at things. And that can definitely help with feeling that discouragement at times, And also seek inspiration from others who have overcome adversity. I love coming across new podcasts and new YouTube channels where people may be talking about a situation that I can relate to, that I'm going through or that I went through recently, and hearing how other people have kind of dealt with the same issue. Because believe it or not, there's nothing new under the sun. So whatever it is you're dealing with, whatever it is you're going through, someone else has gone through it. And 9 times out of 10, if you Google it or go to YouTube University, you will find someone that can talk about it and someone that can just offer you a piece of inspiration. So you're not feeling so alone. So you're not feeling all woe is me. And you're not feeling like no one understands what I'm dealing with. No one understands what I'm going through. So even if you may feel like someone in your immediate circle may not be able to necessarily relate to what you're going through, just do some research. You can definitely go online or even read books where you can see others that have faced certain challenges and emerged stronger. And that can definitely motivate and inspire you to kind of get through your specific issue of what you're dealing with right now, presently. And also during this time, prioritize self-care. Hustle culture has become a thing. I don't agree with it. Burnout is not cute at all. So when we're going through a tough time, when we're going through a challenging time or some type of trial, that's when we need to emphasize self-care that much more, along with being more gentle with ourselves. Make sure that you do things that are good for you. If you're the kind of person that you really love a good massage or a good foot rub, or you just want to go sit in the park, or you want to go sit on the beach, or whatever, just make sure that you do things that kind of help you get centered, kind of help you get grounded, and prioritize those things, because in today's culture a lot of it is just hustle and go and always doing something. It's like, no. Sometimes you need to set your little self still and reset and refocus and recenter. And if that means shutting the world out for a day, then that means shutting the world out for a day. It's okay. And it doesn't even have to be a full day. You know, you might have, I know some people have families and other obligations, but you guys understand what I'm saying. You know, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't have. So you have to make sure that you take care of you first, and then you can give to your loved ones, your kids, your job, all of this. But if you are not right within yourself, it's going to affect everything else and everyone else that's close to you. So make sure that you're prioritizing your self-care, and also keep a long-term perspective. Whatever is happening right now, particularly if it's something negative, if it's something that's uncomfortable or not pleasurable, tough times are just a chapter in your life. You have a whole book. You know, it's like sometimes, and I'm guilty of this as well, sometimes we get so stuck on what's happening right now in this chapter that we can't look back in the book earlier in our story to say, damn, like I was really going through something there, and I almost forgot about that. Like, you know, I've healed, I've moved past that, and this too shall pass. So remember, what you're going through is just a chapter. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of your story. But sometimes, you know, we all go through trials and tribulations, and we all go through periods where life be lifing, life be trying us, but it's just, look at it as a long-term thing. It's like, okay, I don't like what's happening right now. Like sometimes you just have to get to that point of acceptance and say, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this. This feels icky. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but guess what? I'm going to be all right. And you're going to be all right too. Okay. And enduring, learn from the challenges. You can definitely grow and evolve as a person. So I hope that these strategies have been helpful if you are dealing with an uncomfortable situation. And do me a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if there's someone in your life now who's going through a trial, who's going through a difficult situation, and you think this content could be helpful, please share it with them. And until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay enduring and not stressing, and staying encouraged and not discouraged.